Welcome to the Pixels and Projects podcast. If you find yourself struggling with onboarding remote employees and trying to get them to fit in with the team, this is the episode for you.
That's right. Never meeting face-to-face showcases unique challenges for leaders. One of the most impactful tools for remote onboarding is the 30, 60, 90-day roadmap. Now, this framework lays out a clear, structured path for new hires, helping them navigate their first 3 months with confidence and purpose.
Oh yeah, I've seen this work wonders. I mean, it's such a pivotal change for remote teams because, you know, when you don't have those hallway chats or impromptu desk side training, you really need a solid plan.
Exactly. And it's all about eliminating that guesswork for new hires. So in the first 30 days, the focus is really on orientation, introductions, and getting them familiar with the tools they'll use daily. Think of it like planting the seeds. They're not producing yet, they're just getting grounded.
Oh, totally. And it's more than just tools, right? Like shadowing those team meetings, learning core processes. Those are huge steps in helping folks feel part of the team. I mean, by the end of those 30 days, they should feel comfy, navigating all the communication platforms and maybe even finishing a small project.
Right? And that's where clear milestones come in. For example, something as simple as completing a small deliverable in their first month can be the confidence boost they need.
Oh, yeah. And for managers, tools like Notion, Asana, or Microsoft Planner are lifesavers. You can set up boards with tasks, learning resources, and reminders for check ins. Honestly, those reflection prompts at key intervals, genius. People don't just need to learn, they need to process their growth.
Absolutely. Then, in the next 30 days, so the 60-day mark, the focus shifts. Here, the goal is to move from learning to contributing. They start taking on bigger responsibilities, collaborating more actively, and diving deeper into their
Yep.
roles.
By then, they've got their feet under them. So they're not just observing anymore. They're actively participating and, dare I say, making an impact. That's when you start seeing the aha moments. I just love those, y'all.
And by days 60 to 90, that's where it all starts coming together. At this stage, new hires should feel independent, like they're fully integrated into the team. They're not just checking boxes, they're owning projects, making decisions, and building momentum.
And you know what's so powerful here? Companies that nail this process see way better retention rates. I read that employees with strong onboarding experiences are like 69% more likely to stay for 3 years. 3 years. That's huge for remote teams.
It's a game changer, no doubt. And when you think about it, the upfront investment in creating this roadmap pays, exponential dividends later. You're not just setting them up to survive, you're ensuring they thrive in your organization.
That's right.
Now that we've laid the foundation with the 30, 60, 90-day roadmap, let's talk about the next crucial piece, building connections through the digital buddy system. This approach takes the structured support we just discussed and adds a personal touch, making it a standout strategy for remote onboarding.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, having a buddy, it's like having a backstage pass to, how your team really works. There's just no replacement for that one on one connection, especially in remote setups.
Exactly, and the key here is structure. It's not just, hey, let's pair someone new with a seasoned pro and hope for the best. Successful buddy systems require intentional design. For example, starting with daily short check-ins during the first week helps form that initial connection.
And yes, as the weeks go on, you scale those back, right? Like by the second month, you're doing weekly 30-minute calls instead of daily ones.
Right? Because as things progress, the buddy's role shifts from hands-on guidance to being more of a support system. Addressing unwritten rules or clearing up processes that might still be a little fuzzy. Those moments are where the magic happens.
Oh, yeah. That's when new hires start feeling comfortable enough to ask stuff like, hey, why do we use, this tool instead of that one? Or, what's the backstory on that team process? It's those little conversations that break down the barriers.
And to make it really effective, you need strong discussion prompts. Simple questions like, what's one thing that feels unclear so far? Or what's been the most surprising part of your onboarding? Things like that. They open the door for honest conversations.
Oh, and let's not forget, managers can totally support the buddy process with extra tools, like setting up a dedicated Slack or Microsoft Teams channel just for buddies, or surveying both the buddies and new hires at 30, 60, 90 days to adjust the program. Super smart.
Yeah, that feedback loop is critical. I always say don't just set it and forget it. Iterate on what's working and what's not.
Can I share a quick example here?
Please do.
So, a team I worked with at a startup paired each newcomer with a buddy who wasn't their direct manager. And by the end of the buddy's first 3 months, oh my gosh, team cohesion skyrocketed. They saw real company alignment and productivity gains fast.
That's such a great example. It really highlights the power of these kinds of systems. You're not just onboarding people, you're giving them a partner, someone to help them navigate both the tangible and intangible sides of your team.
So true.
Building on the idea of intentional support from the buddy system, let's dive into two additional tools that can really take your remote onboarding to the next level: a solid knowledge base and structured new hire rounds. Used alongside what we've just discussed, these strategies can transform how smoothly and confidently new hires integrate into your team.
Oh, for sure. And I mean, they're kind of like the unsung heroes of onboarding, right? A well organized knowledge base. It's like giving someone the keys to your information vault.
Exactly. And a knowledge base isn't just about dumping a bunch of documents into folders. It needs to be comprehensive, searchable, and user-friendly. Think video tutorials, FAQs, process flowcharts, all with clear tagging and updated timestamps. It saves time for new hires and the team alike.
Yes. And adding videos from leadership. Oh my gosh, that's such a nice touch. It really connects people to the mission and culture right away, even when they're remote. Like, here's what we're about, here's how we do things. So powerful.
Absolutely, it's all about giving them the tools to self-navigate. For example, I've seen teams use platforms like Confluence, OneNote, or Notion, combined with Loom or Microsoft Stream for video content. And it immediately gives new hires the confidence to find answers on their own.
Oh, and let's talk about new hire rounds, like the structured meet and greets. Those are golden for building relationships. You know, when new hires spend those first few weeks meeting collaborators, clients, or even so-called company ambassadors, it's magic.
Exactly. And it doesn't have to be complicated. 15-minute video calls spaced out over the first month can make all the difference. It's about creating opportunities for personal connections and breaking down silos.
And it really pays off, like fast. I worked with a company that used stakeholder introductions to build trust and communication up front. By the end of the first month, you could tell the new folks already had bonds across teams. It was amazing.
That's a perfect example. It's all about intentionality, making sure each conversation has value for both the new hire and the stakeholder. Simple tools like Calendly or Microsoft Bookings make scheduling these touchpoints seamless.
Totally. And you know what else works? A shared doc where both parties can jot down takeaways or action items after each round helps keep those connections alive beyond just that one meeting.
Right? Because relationships are the glue that hold distributed teams together. Mastering these two tools, a knowledge base and new hire rounds, can really change the game for your onboarding process.
So true. And honestly, it's all these little details that add up to make a big impact. A cohesive, productive remote team doesn't just happen, it's built with intention.
And that's exactly it. Intentionality. And with these frameworks we've discussed today, you're not just onboarding new hires, you're setting up your team for long-term success.
Well, that wraps it up for this episode. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. We've got even more insights coming next week, so don't forget to listen and subscribe to our newsletter.
And let us know, what's your current onboarding process like? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Until then, stay intentional, and we'll catch you next time on the Pixels and Projects podcast.